What's up, guys? You got Don back again. This is gonna be my last round, round three in the GP or last round for my group in the GPC tournament. I played Melantosh. He's a really cool guy. He had a really terrifying matchup against me. I was honestly, this is the guy I had the least hopes of winning against because I can't hazard attack him because he's got Mega Sableye and Don Fan. I can't set up with him because he has Excelgor and Sableye with Taunt. Um, Without boosting, my mons have a lot of trouble besides Lopunny breaking through his team because Porygon Z just pretty much eats up any hit from any of these. And for Alligator and Victini, just like they're for Alligator and Victini, they punch freaking holes through my team. I can't. If they set up, I was gonna be screwed. And if Victini is Scarf, it makes it a little teeny bit easier to deal with. But if he's banded, I outspeed with Lopunny and I can or I outspeed with Hydreigon and I can Oko, but still I'd pretty much have to sack something. So I was pretty scared going into this battle. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the replay. Let's see. I keep doing that. I'm sorry about that. Let me switch sides. And of course, my dog decides to bark as soon as I start standard. So here, what he does, he leads Victini, and I'm kind of feeling him. No, he led with. Sorry, let me just start it over. So yeah, he leads Donphin here, and I lead Weezing. That was not necessarily that bad of a lead to me because if I can Will-O-Wisp that, number one, I break it sturdy and I make it so it's like kind of not an offensive threat anymore, and that means I can set up with Sigilif on it or just play around it a little bit easier. He goes ahead and he switches out into Victini with predicting the Will-O-Wisp, and he eats it up. So now I'm in a position where I'm like, okay, I'm pretty much going to get bopped. Let me see if he's physical or special, and he goes for a sub. I am cussed at very Memento on this. I really was trying to decide whether Memento was smarter here or not, but I did see the Custap Barrier, and I did a calc on Blue Flare and V-Create, and they both pretty much did about the same damage and put me in Custap range. So I go ahead and Destiny Bond, expecting him to attack, and didn't know if he was going to expect the Custap Barrier, but he goes for sub again. I guess he was expecting Destiny Bond, and that's why he kept going for sub, but um, besides the sub, I don't really know what. If he wasn't expecting to cuss that bear, I'm not really sure what he's doing. So I go on a Hydreigon here, and I know a U-turn probably won't break his sub, but I need to keep switching out because Weezing's kind of useless at this point. It's slow. The only thing that's faster than is Donphan, and that's if he doesn't run max speed. I did run a little bit of speed on Weezing just in case he tried to speed creep it without any speed investment. So I go on Hydreigon and I U-turn to try to break the sub. I know it's gonna break it, but I just go back into Weezing so I can get a little bit of momentum back. And he goes back into Weezing. I think he goes for he goes for Dazzling Gleam here. I live that. So this should just turn sticking away pretty much. I go for Memento, but obviously Blue Flare is gonna hit and kill me. Just so I could have a little bit easier time coming on it. So I U-turn here, and I know that the U-turn is gonna break the sub this time. And here I go into Diancie because I can eat up a Blue Flare. I am a more defensive variant. Uh, when I built this team, it's just the standard offensive Lopunny with ice. I believe it has Ice Punch. It might not have Ice Punch just because Return does more to Donphan, but I don't remember. Sigilif was a Calm Mind Air Slash variant, as well as Cosmic Power. Metagross was what was Metagross? It was to get rocks up. It had Explosion, Rocks, Bullet Punch, and why do I have Bullet Punch on this? I think I messed up, or I was confusing teams when I was building around Metagross, but it did have Rocks and Explosion and Thunder Punch, which are the two big things I needed. I think Zen Headbutt would have probably been better over, or even Meteor Mash would have been better over Bullet Punch. I'm not really sure why I put that there. But anyway, it worked out. Hydreigon, I really think I messed up with Metagross when I was building. I was looking at the wrong team. I think this was meant to be the set against the Mega DNC team. Even though the Mega Diancie team was like a really offensive set, and that worked out pretty well. So it was Scarf Hydreigon with U-turn. It was a mixed attacker. I put a little bit more bulk in it just so I could live a Dazzling Gleam from a reasonable amount of health. I think the max roll in Dazzling Gleam, if he put investment into his special attack and he hadn't boosted with Calm Mind, it was like 78, I think was the max roll it was going to do to me. So my goal here is to keep Hydreigon fairly safe and then either set up with Sigilif, which has a mental herb, so Encore and Taunt won't work on it for one turn, or keep Lopunny and Hydreigon healthy and kind of put dents in the team with all of the explosions, and pretty much clean up from there. I cannot let him set up with any of his mons. So anyway, I come into Diancie and he goes Porygon 2. I know I can't touch it, and I have skill swap on this in case he went into Mega Sableye, but it's not really gonna help me here at all. So at this point, I'm like, I need to get momentum back. So I went for a Sharpen and I went for an Explosion. I knew that it wouldn't kill, but it did do enough damage to Porygon 2 to where if he doesn't recover here, which he didn't really have a reason to because at that point he was almost at full health, I'm gonna be able to put a large dent in him, and then whatever comes in next will be able, should in theory be able to finish it off. So he's at 27% at this point. I go into Metagross. This is where I realized my set was messed up because I saw Bullet Punch and Thunder Punch and I was like, well, I can't really do anything with either. So Thunder Punch is going to do the most damage and I can't let it recover back. He goes into Donphan. I do have enough speed on here to outspeed Donphan, so I know I can get my rocks up guaranteed. Expecting him to spin, honestly, but he doesn't spin. I have Bulk on here, so unless he's Adamant, I lived in Earthquake. So I boom on him expecting the rapid spin here, but he didn't have rapid spin. But the boom on him meaning that when I boom, it means he couldn't spin my rocks away. So luckily that play worked out for me. So I come out here and I Cosmic Power. I didn't think about the fact that the poison probably killed him. But at the same time, I thought it was free to just start setting up regardless. And here I'm like, okay, he's going to send out a Selgore. I'm going to just go for the Air Slash because the Mental Herb will prevent his Encore. He goes for Final Gambit here, which I was not expecting him to do. I thought Encore was going to be coming through for sure. But this actually was a better play, I guess, for him because Sigilyph was a huge threat, and with Sigilyph being that low, I really can't do anything against anything. Or any of his offensive mons, at least between Victini and Feraligatr. But now that gives me a chance to come in here and just click Dark Pulse, and Dark Pulse literally just, it bops the rest of his team. I guess a better play for him actually in the long run would have been to go in Feraligatr and then get off an Ice Punch early, but then it still wouldn't have mattered, I guess, because I would have been living another hit. Oh no, I go down to Ice Punch, but still Lopunny would have been able to clean up because nothing would be fast enough, and I'm have the super effective stab against everything else. So yeah, I just click Dark Pulse again here and I knock out the Porygon 2. Porygon 2 goes down, the crit's not gonna matter. I do flinch his Mega Sableye unfortunately, but like I said, the Dazzling Gleam, he told me afterwards he was max defense, max HP. The Dazzling Gleam wasn't gonna do enough to hurt me and take me out. The Ice Punch does kill me here. I get enough damage off on him to put him in fake out range from Lopunny though, so it was GG here. All I have to do is click Mega Evolve and fake out. Even if he had clicked Protect for whatever reason, or he was Scarf, I was gonna live whatever move he went for, and I was gonna be, because I ran actually Adamant Lopunny here because his fastest mon is his Selgore, which I'm not outspeeding anyway, and his second fastest mon is gonna be Victini. So I was running 329 speed on an Adamant, and the rest went in the bulk. So I was gonna live a Waterfall if he was Scarf, and if he was at +1, like I said, I pretty much just could have never let him set up during this match. So I had to really struggle to keep momentum in my favor if I ever let him get a chance to set up or put a stop to my setup or pretty much hinder my team in any way. I was going to lose. He had a really scary team, and I was able to pull out the win. Melon's a really good guy. He was a really good sport about it. It was a really fun battle. It was pretty I don't know. It was just like a either or. Like it really could have gone anyway. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm having a blast so far in the GPC tournament. There's a lot of good high level players there. Intimidating, but we're just gonna see how well we can do. We're gonna see how far we can go. I believe if the guy who beat me round 1 loses, then I'll be at the top of my group and I will move on to the knockout tournament. So not to wish bad on my guy, but I hope that does happen. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Peace.